Right now, in US, in England, in Germany, in Greece, in Holland, in Denmark, all over.
I live in America.
Officer, why is that road closed now? Why is that road closed? You don't know? Officer, you can't tell me why the road is closed. Huh?
Committed a crime against the Prime Minister. A conspiratorial murderous treasonous plan to set up Mr. Linton, saying Mr. Linton hacked into the computer of Roseau South, the Prime Minister, and leaked it out to the public. This private and confidential information is submitted to the IPO. And the same criminal Anthony Wadiastafan, the man instructed the police on Kyrie to go to the home of Mr. Linton and search for the evidence. When they do the search at Mr. Linton's home, they found no evidence. On further investigation, so you see how we have real hardcore police officers that can investigate crime. It's for people alone, they does not find the crime, the murderers or the assailants that committed crimes against poor people. They find out the story of the one that committed the crime against the Prime Minister. The same criminal Roseau South come and say he was the one who authorized Tony Astafan to commit the crime against him. But he and Tony Astafan collectively implicated Mr. Linton in a crime both of them committed.
I can't make you out to know if you're masked.
I just want you to take a mic.
I mean, most of the time, I think about a good 60% of people maybe can hear and comprehend. Maybe less.
All right, good evening, Dominica. Very serious situation just developing here in Morne Daniel. The Honorable Daniel Lugay and myself with Oliver Walsh returned from a couple of funerals in the north. We came back to Morne Daniel by the FOX facility down in Morne Daniel, and then driving up the road past the Prime Minister's residence, and police officers stopped the vehicle and ordered the Honorable Daniel Lugay out of the vehicle. Initially, he didn't know what it was all about. So he was asking questions, well, what is wrong, and so on. And they basically opened the door and hustled him out of the vehicle. And then they pulled him away, hustled him away to another vehicle. An officer by the name of calling himself Sebastian said, come with me, come with me. So they pulled him, and there was some other officers around, and they pushed Danny Lugay into the car, and they backed the car into the driveway leading to the mansion of the Prime Minister's residence. Before that happened, I came out of the vehicle, and Sebastian came up towards me, pointing his finger, telling me that I am obstructing him in his work and he's not going to warn me again. So I said to him, well, I don't know what obstructing you means. I was in this vehicle on the public road. I've come out of the vehicle to see what you're doing with my colleague, Danny Lugay, and you're telling me that I'm obstructing you. So he pointed his finger at me a couple of times in a very threatening way, and then went back about his business to deal with Danny Lugay. So we have been waiting for the past couple of minutes to see what is going on with Danny Lugay. Then we saw the vehicle into which they had hustled him drive off and drive out of Morne Daniel. We believe that he may be in the vehicle. So we are driving into town now, where perhaps they're bringing him to the police station. This is some really crazy stuff, because Danny Lugay was not on anybody's property. Danny Lugay was on the public road in a vehicle, and he was pulled out of the vehicle by police officers and asked to, and basically it's taking place in Dominica, and it is going to get worse if the people of Dominica don't stand up and say they've had enough. Danny Lugay has done absolutely nothing. He was on the public road. He wasn't even out of the vehicle. He was on the public road. The police stopped the vehicle and ordered him out of the vehicle. And then when I came out of the vehicle myself to see what was going on, Sebastian then proceeded to threaten me, telling me that I was obstructing his work, and I had said nothing to the guy. All I did was I came out of the vehicle and I was standing on the public road. So we're going to see what's going on. I didn't like the way that Danny Lugay was handled at all. And I don't think that is not going to go down well. Not with me, and not with the right thinking people of Dominica. So stay tuned. We will further update you once we have an idea of what's going on with our colleague, the Honorable Danny Lugay. Okay, we're outside of the police headquarters. The Honorable Danny Lugay has just been released from police custody. His attorney asked a simple question when he arrived: is my client under arrest? My client arrested? They said no. They said okay, let's go. And he's now out. But Danny is here. He can tell you exactly what his story is. Danny?
Yes, well, we were on a vehicle together, coming from a funeral in Marigot. Mr.
Excuse me, gentlemen,
Linton,
Yeah.
Mr. Walsh, it is Toto. And while on the vehicle, on the public road, I was removed forcibly from my own vehicle. The officer held me behind my pants, pulled me out and rammed me into a car. So I asked them, well, what's going on? You know, they couldn't tell me that I was under arrest. Then they couldn't tell me that I was under arrest in the police. When questioning, I told them straight up, I am unwilling to give any statement in the absence of a lawyer. When my lawyer came, he asked them one simple question: is Danny Lugay under arrest? They were bobbing and weaving and couldn't answer the question. Mr. Bruni then said to me, Mr. Lugay, let's go. And
What did they tell you? What did they tell you when you arrested?
Okay, one of the investigating officers said that they received.
The investigating officer is Sebastian.
Sebastian is the young guy.
No, I don't.
Yeah, one of the young guys.
The one who came, the one who held you by the seat of your pants is Sebastian. That's how we identify.
That's the tall one,
yes,
Sebastian.
red
Okay.
one, yes.
Right. So Sebastian is not he sat down with the investigating officer.
No.
So well, I told him clearly I'm not going to give any statement until my lawyer is there. So as soon as my lawyer arrived, which was shortly thereafter, he asked them one simple question: is Mr. Lugay under arrest? They couldn't answer the bob and wait. And Mr. Bruni then said, let's go down and Lugay. And I left the compound.
Why did they say they arrested you?
Right. The reason why they said that they arrested me, they said they received credible information that some persons were posing a threat to the Prime Minister's residence. And Sebastian said in the office that I was in the driveway of the Prime Minister, which is a blatant lie. We never left the vehicle. We were always on the vehicle. We were not in the Prime Minister's driveway. Clearly these guys are fabricating.
Never.
But that physical assault on me, somebody have to pay. So we are going to court. We are going to court. Somebody's going to be sued.
So they are claiming that they received credible information that somebody was presenting a danger,
right,
a security risk,
threat, security threat to the Prime Minister. So they were investigating that.
So people of Dominica, now we know the Prime Minister is living in the $64,300 per month mansion, and they are heavily armed police officers up at that compound. But the people are the ones paying. They're paying for the heavily armed security, and they're also paying the $64,300 per month for operating and maintenance costs and rental and so on. Those who in Dominica want to sit down and watch this pass, watch this dictatorship, this brutal dictatorship establish itself and do nothing about it.
I have something additional to say. There's this officer who is the personal security of the Prime Minister. During Parliament, he was providing security for the Prime Minister. He's a young guy, I believe he's from Warner. And ahead of the election, this guy was in a temper tantrum trying to get at me. Tonight, right on the compound of the police station, he was trying to intimidate. I tell him, you're backing up the wrong tree, but he tell me I must put off my phone. He actually wanted to take my phone. Then what is your authority to take my phone? That's my phone. You cannot have my phone. So the other officer tell me to put it off. I said, how can I be recording anything with my phone in my pocket? You understand? So this particular officer, I do not know his name, but he provides personal security for the Prime Minister. He was in Parliament. I know he have his bull's eye on me, but I want to tell him that he's backing up the wrong tree.
The stage where people start being shot by police officers is not far off, based on what I personally experienced this afternoon. That much I will share with the people of Dominica for now. God bless you. Thank you very much. The Honorable Daniel Lugay safe. We go home now.
Just, I tell you how people do it. You respond. That you close that.
Yeah, put the police station.
I was coming to check, you know. I actually.
In that car you took him, man.
Yeah.
Look, this is the car. That vehicle. Whiskey move.
But let me tell you.
This is the
Hello.
car.
Now,
Hey, what's
it's
up?
confirming that this is the car.
Them guys want to arrest
My
me.
family.
But I tell them I will hold you. If it's that hard to break it. Good evening, guys, constituents of Roseau South, Dominicans at home and abroad. That's a short report to the people of Dominica. This afternoon, I wouldn't say the approximate time, but we were coming from a funeral. Honorable Lennox Linton, Oliver Walsh in my vehicle, and we were dropping off Honorable Lennox Linton to Morne Daniel. While in Morne Daniel on the public road and in the vehicle, all three of us were in the vehicle at all material times. Here comes a police officer by the name of Sebastian. He ripped me out of the vehicle. I asked him, what's going on? He didn't answer me, but they shoved me into the vehicle, arresting me by the back of my pants and shoved me into a vehicle. They then proceeded to bring the vehicle in the driveway of the Prime Minister, which we were never in the driveway of the Prime Minister, but the vehicle, private vehicle that they placed me on, was driven into the driveway of the Prime Minister, and then a little later I was driven to the police headquarters, whereupon for about an hour I was kept there. Then I was asked to go up to the investigating department, and they asked me to give a statement. I told them I'll not be giving any statement in the absence of my lawyer. And my lawyer appeared, which is David Bruni, and he asked them if I'm under arrest, and they couldn't answer the question. Whereupon he said to me, Daniel Lugay, let's leave, let's go. And we both walked out, and I am home and safe. So that's all I'll be saying for now. But certainly this episode will be taken to my lawyers, and I would expect lawsuits on all of the police officers who were involved on that assault of my body, on that arrest, on that battery of my body. So that's all I'll say for now. Good night, God bless. Say a prayer for your pal rep.